Okay, let's call this meeting to order, 9924. Let's start with roll call.
Garrett, present.
Geik, present.
Cardone, present. Okay, let's move on to the Pledge of Allegiance. Please all stand. Okay, please be seated. Citizens, please sign in on tonight's attendance sheet. Michelle, is there any call to the audience? Okay, thank you. Let's move on to 1.5, approval of the agenda.
I make a motion to approve.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion, we have a second. Any discussion on the agenda? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, good. Let's move on to the superintendent's report.
Mr. President, members of the board, I'd like to begin by presenting our students of the month. Mr. Amon, would you please come to the podium and present CRUHSD Academy's Student of the Month?
There we go. All right. So the CRUHSD Academy's Student of the Month this month is Porter Inslee. Porter is an outstanding student who not only is completing his high school classes, but he's also started the HVAC program at MCC. He is always willing to help, and he has completed a lot of projects, different projects at the academy. He has helped build a lot of, actually, we got some new equipment in, and he helped build some of our
All right, congratulations. Ms. Janamore, would you please present Mojave High School Student of the Month?
You guys, the mic isn't working at the podium for the people that are watching at home.
Can you hear me now?
It was on the YouTube, people couldn't hear, so I don't know.
Hello, YouTube people. Can you hear me now? Hopefully, because we have a very awesome student to present for Mojave High School Student of the Month. Nicholas Dietrich is our Student of the Month. And this is going to take me a minute because so many people have so many nice things to say about him. He has a remarkable ability to brighten everyone's day. With his constant smile and willingness to help others, Nicholas is a standout presence on campus, admired by all staff, even those who haven't had him in their classes, due to his positive attitude and his friendly demeanor. Nicholas works at Del Taco, Praise Chapel, and the field house, where he develops his vocational skills. Anyone who interacts with him is truly fortunate. We're incredibly grateful to have such a kind, thoughtful, and cheerful individual in our school community. So some of the teachers on campus wanted to make sure that they had their input in this month's Student of the Month. So I'm going to read a few. Coach Raddick says, "How do you spell awesome?" Nicolas. Every day I meet my class in the gym, and there is Nicholas with a big smile on his face. I do not think there was ever a day without a smile on his face. As a teacher, sometimes I think I have too much on my plate. But then here comes Nicholas with a big high five and a smile, and everything looks more manageable. Nicholas has amazing character and does an amazing job at school and at work. And this is their conversations every day. Coach Raddick, are you proud of me? Yes, Nicholas, I am proud of you. Miss Joyce says, Nick, short for Noodle Man. Why? Because he eats his noodles every day at lunch, and he shares his noodle stories every day about what kind of noodles he likes. Nick works at Scooters, Praise Chapel, and the Field House, and he is just a great student to be around. And Miss Dottie says, Nick always has a smile for everyone. He says please and thank you and offers an apology even if he thinks he has done something wrong. He just wants everyone around him to be happy and proud of him. He works off campus and does anything they ask, and of course, he does it with a smile. His new favorite job is working at Del Taco. He loves the friendly people there, and he gets to socialize with everyone. He has made many friends along the way, both on campus and off campus when he is working. Nick is a great student and a great young man, and we are proud of you, Nick. So this is our Student of the Month. Come here, Nick. So look at, this is for you. Are you ready? This is for you. Oh, here you go. Okay. Thank you. Good job, Nick.
Congratulations. Mr. Wilcox, will you please present River Valley High School Student of the Month?
He is so happy. I'm glad for him. Student of the Month for River Valley High School is Alyssa Hill. Alyssa Hill is a senior. This summer, she participated in the MASH program at Warm C for the 6 weeks training. She's also at this time taking CNA classes in the night at the college. So her goal is to be a nurse in trauma. So that is her goal, and our Student of the Month is Alyssa Hill.
Board members, we join for a picture, and moms and dads, if you want to get a picture, go ahead. Congratulations, everyone. Mr. President, members of the board, one more item I wanted to share with you on my superintendent's report is, as you know, we transitioned from a food services contractor to having our own food services employees this school year, and they are here tonight. Mr. Dell, if you'd like to introduce them.
You guys, I don't know, for some reason we can't hear you on the internet. It's telling me that they can't hear what you said, Sam, so I don't know what's going on there. Well, I don't know what it is, but they were able to hear Miss Gianna Moore. They heard her, but okay. I would just talk real close into the mic. You know, it probably should work then. Test, test.
Hello. We have a few people here to introduce. We have Laura, who is our second in charge at Mojave High School. This is Lisa, the lead. Juana, Alejandra, and Norma. These are our Mojave High crew. We're missing a few people, but so far everybody's really enjoying working for the district, and we're having a really good time trying new things with the kids, new food.
Thank you.
Excellent.
Thank you very much.
President Cardone, members of the board, you need to know that this crew, as shy as they were tonight, have done an amazing job setting up this food service for fiscal 25. And Sheila has brought so much knowledge of the process that I see nothing but positives in the future. One of the things that this team did is so amazing. I gave them a goal to increase our free and reduced population identification by 10% by the end of the year, so that this district had every opportunity to go CEP, which means every student eats free. They got that goal accomplished in a month. This is an amazing group of people, and I need you guys to know how great they are. Thank you.
That is so fantastic.
Great job.
You guys did an excellent job. It's been a long time coming, and we're so happy to take over the service. Kudos to you, Sam, Tim, for doing this. Excellent job, you guys. Excellent job.
Thank you so very much. I am so excited that this is one of the things I'll be going out on, and I'm so proud of this district and everybody's hard work, and I am so appreciative of you, Sam, and then the entire team. Thank you guys for being so amazing and doing such hard work and getting this ready for next year, and we appreciate you.
Yes, thank you for accomplishing the goal in 1 month and for trying new things for the students. We appreciate that a lot.
Excellent, excellent work. Thank you, guys.
Anything more on your
That's
report?
all I have.
Okay, let me ask you a question. What's the name of the Mojave High School athletic director? What's his name? Is it he, I think?
Yeah, our new athletic director is Mr. Cody Horton.
How do you spell last name again?
It's Horton.
T-O-N, okay. Could you have it where he can maybe put a report on here every month? And the athletic director at River Valley, some kind of report, like a little update, so we know what's going on.
Sure, we can do that.
Okay, let's move on to 2.1 donations. We'd like to thank Compassus Creekside Crossing for their generous contribution, and we'd like to thank Mojave Electric for their contribution. Would somebody like to make a motion that we write thank you letters?
Make a motion to rate thank you letters for these donations.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion, we have a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, good. Let's move on to 3.1. Is there anything anyone would like pulled from the consent agenda? We'll go through it piece by piece, but if there's something in general, we can. Would anyone like anything from 3.1 pulled? As far as 3.2, I didn't want anything pulled. I thought this would be a good place for the director's report to be in the future, the athletic director's report. Anybody want anything pulled from 3.2? How about 3.3? Anything to be pulled? 3.4? Okay, we're at 3.5. Would anyone like to make a motion to approve?
I make a motion to approve the consent agenda.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion, we have a second. Any discussion on a consent agenda? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. Let's move on to 4.1. Now, this is on here again. We had, as we know at the last meeting, we had a meeting with the S3 group and the state about the land, and we met with them before last meeting, and we passed unanimously here to accept the 5.4 acre offer for no money to the district at all. Taxpayers pay absolutely nothing. This is generous donation. But they haven't given us any feedback, and I believe their integrity. I'm not saying that, but as time gets close, the auction is coming near. And I think that it would be nice that S3 Group would send us some type of confirmation letter with some kind of language in it, so we know that the donation that's going to be given to the district is going to be unencumbered by some restrictive covenants where they give us the land and all of a sudden we're reading on the dotted line that we can't sell the land unless we offer to them first, and we can't do this with the land, and we can't build a structure unless it's with their okay, and we can't do this. So as time comes close, that makes me a little bit apprehensive that they haven't given us like any feedback with in like a contract or some kind of language that we can review tonight. And Sam, I believe you reached out to them. And did they even answer that or no?
There was no answer except for the excuses that we received in the email from the young lady who was acting as the representative. I feel that our next move is within the next 2 weeks, if we don't receive a actual document to consider at the meeting, I should be reaching out to the appeals board again regarding this process.
I agree with you, because what I don't want to have happen is, or they send us some kind of agreement that's like, we can't sign this. This is against the spirit of what we agreed to. And then all of a sudden we're at a loss. We're trying to get our attorney to file some injunction last minute. And then all of a sudden the sale goes through and we're done and we're out.
Yeah, all of a sudden it's November and there's nothing left for us to do.
Exactly. So, I mean, and I'm not trying to insult their integrity, because I do believe the spirit of that was to give us that. But, trust but verify, That's as far as I'm concerned. So maybe we can reach out to them again and just say, softly, hey, listen, we're getting slightly apprehensive here. We want to see some type of something on paper with the language that it's unencumbered gift to the district, that we don't have to, we're not in, have some restrictive covenants that we can't build a little building or put a parking lot or do what we want to do there. Some problem with this.
Weird,
We're
sorry.
getting a little feedback, guys, if you don't mind. There's still some.
Okay. Sam, so what were those excuses or
There was a partner in the S3 group that was going through a health problem, so she was getting difficulties getting an approval, and then finally she did get the approval. That was her response in her email. The intent, I believe, of her email was to state that there was something forthcoming. She was told that this was the next board meeting with the intent that, get us something to look at. And that has failed. So that's where we're at.
Thank you.
I mean, I can't imagine they're going to go against their word, but, you just never know. I mean, we don't want to see that all of a sudden that lady we had the meeting with the state, and all of a sudden she's no longer with the company, and they're like, oh, well, we don't know what she said. Bye. I don't want to hear that either. So, so just reach out to them, and then we'll take it from there. Hopefully, we won't have to have any special meetings. We can just wait to the October meeting, and then be happy what they send us and move on.
Has there been some sort of demand letter sent out that says essentially, like, if you don't have it by this date, there's no deal?
I mean, when they're giving us land for free, we just didn't want to stick our finger in their eye too, I mean, it was kind of like, but I hear what you're saying. I mean, that's the next step. If they don't do something, then
Yeah, just like a proposal of, hey, like, we need it by this day, so that way everything's copacetic
Exactly.
when you actually want to do it. Because the way the government works is a little bit different than a private entity. And then, we do these once a month. And so you're going to have to wait on us if you're going to continually make us wait.
yeah, exactly. Well, you want to pick a day then? We pick a day we go by?
Honestly, I'd be even
October 1?
inclined. Yeah, I'd be inclined to give us at least 7 days before the meeting to be able to review the contract that they're going to propose. So I would say 21, no later than like 20 days.
Okay. We'll put that, Sam, when you call, just say exactly what Ashley said. Just we need some time to review it. But they had agreed to no restrictions at all. So we really shouldn't need to review anything, But
Yeah,
but that's what they did say,
with the way
so-
that it's been working this far, I mean, I wouldn't put it.
Exactly. You're absolutely right.
They committed to have their attorneys draw up a document that our lawyer could review, and so that's the thing we're waiting on still.
Okay.
So maybe they can have it by the 1st. So that way we can all review it, including our attorney.
That sounds like a good idea. Okay, any more on that? Let's move down to 5.1. Dr. Richard?
Mr. President, members of the board, Mr. Collins was a softball coach last year. He used his own money to purchase hotel rooms for travel for the softball team. He says that he was told by Mr. Burgess that he could be reimbursed for that expense, which is true, but Mr. Burgess failed to inform him that he had to first follow our procedure and get a purchase order open and in place. So that did not happen. So this gentleman right now is out $1,400 because he was told incorrect information. The only way that we could possibly refund him without it being an audit finding would be to get approval by the school board to reimburse him for this amount of $1,407.42.
Well,
Fallen victim of the same thing. So, I mean, and it sucked.
yeah, I'm sure. Well, I make a motion that we pay this guy.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion, we have a second. Any discussion on this issue? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, let's move down to 5.2.
Mr. Dell.
Can we bring up the food prices for fiscal 25, please? Lots of good information there, but not what we're looking for. So there we are. The only change that we're asking for fiscal 25 is to increase the adult prices for lunch and breakfast by 50 cents. The student prices remain the same. Again, with the great start we have in fiscal 25, I believe the financial situation for food service will be great. I don't believe that we need to increase the price for the students that are actually paying for their lunch at this time. And I did attach a document that confirms that the legislature has moved to fiscal 25 the ability for someone who is identified as reduced to still pay nothing. typically they would pay 30 cents or 40 cents, but they'll pay zero in fiscal '25. So I would hope that the board would approve the food pricing for fiscal year '25.
I make a motion to approve the food prices for fiscal year 2025.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion, we have a second. Any discussion? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Good. All right, well, that's very good. Let's move on to 5.3. Now, these are the policies that were on. I believe they were on the last meeting, and then we cut that meeting short, and they're on here. There's no new changes. They're all the ones that were here before.
Yes, part of being part of the Model Trust Policy Program is each year the legislature may make modifications to the law, which translates to needed language changes in our policies. I've reviewed these. There are no significant changes. It's mostly minor items. And so the request would be to have the board approve these policy updates because they have been updated as a matter of law.
Any questions from the board?
Can I just get an example of a minor modification that was made? Doesn't have to be.
Sure,
summary.
like board authority to employ. If you click on that one, 4-101. I don't have the language of the current one, but this is pretty similar. I think that if you go up, I think where it says the board shall not issue contracts of employment to certificated teachers prior to March 15th. I think that's a change, but I'd have to look at the old one. But it's minor things like that. Yes, sir.
I remember that you did something for graduation. Is that policy anything that changes that affects some of the procedures you have for graduation?
I don't believe there's a change to the required amount of credits to graduate. That has not changed. Our board, so that there's a minimum amount of credits required to graduate. Our board did increase that to 1 more credit, so we have a little bit higher standard than the state minimum.
Do any of the changes they made on the online instructions affects us?
No, actually, we recently modified the online instruction policy, you'll recall, just to add more clarification. So I don't think that would impact us at all.
Any other issues, comments, questions? No, this would be a first reading.
This could be a first read, or the board could approve them all tonight. It would be up to the board.
I would hope that we maintain the fact that it's a first read,
Whatever you want, that's fine.
if that's okay.
Yeah, I agree.
My apologies for last month. I had a family emergency, and I want to be able to make sure I'm doing my due diligence.
If somebody just like to make a motion of it being a first read and we possibly accept them, or we can just let it go and let it be a first read, whatever you'd like to do. So it's not ambiguous at all.
I make a motion that we maintain that it's a first read
Okay,
at this time.
Good, I'll second that motion. Okay, I have a motion, we have a second. Any more discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Okay, we'll just put it on the next agenda for a final thing to make it go forward as official policy then. Let's move on to 5.4 and tell us what this is, Dr. Richard.
Sure, Mr. President, members of the board. in our old policies, there was a policy similar to this, which applies to students who participate in extracurricular activities and random drug testing. When we adopted our new policies, which took effect in July, somehow this did not cross over. So we currently don't have a policy for random drug testing of student athletes and extracurricular participants. So this is an attempt to address that issue. So we do have some pretty strong policies regarding drug possession and drug use for students during the school day. But as I said, we currently do not have a policy that applies to students who participate in extracurricular activities. So the spirit of this would be to allow our administration to randomly test students for drug use. And the spirit of this would be to intervene with those students and hopefully provide different levels of intervention to prevent them from drug use and leading to more serious issues. So this could also be a first read if the board would like.
Have you guys want to go?
Can I just make a motion? I make a motion to have this as the first reading.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion, we have a second. Any discussion more on 5.4? Okay, all in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, good. Let's move on to 5.5. Would anyone like to recess into executive session? I'll make a motion, we recess into executive session to discuss 5.5.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion, we have a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Test, 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 test. Test, 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 test. Yeah, it is 3. It was 3. Test, 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 test. Test, 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 test. You don't hear anything. Test, test.
Okay, we're going to reconvene our meeting at 7.1. Let's move on to 7.2. Someone like to make a motion that we accept the performance and evaluation goals as discussed in executive session?
I'll make a motion.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion. We have a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Okay, good. Let's see when the next meeting is. Future meeting as the second Monday of the month, October 14th. All right, let's have a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn?
Second.
Okay, we have a motion. We have a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Good. Meeting adjourned.